So you've bought yourself a kayak trolling motor, and the question is, how do you mount it? Well, in this video I'm going to show you how I mounted my tiny Watersnake kayak trolling motor. This all began in the workshop here, and I had the idea that I was going to mount the motor to this rudder, and in order to do that I figured I had to cut part of it away. Let's see. I had a spare one of these, so I wasn't too afraid of ruining it if this didn't work, and at this point I really wasn't sure if it was going to work or not. And unfortunately, shortly after I cut the bottom of this thing off, I realized I don't think I'm ever going to be able to attach this thing securely enough. So yeah, I decided I'm going to have to abandon that project, and immediately I started looking at the spare rudder system that I had. Here I put a piece of cardboard on there to try to figure out how the original one worked. And in order to attach the motor, I've got another piece of cardboard here, a little bigger, and decide, yeah, this is how I'm going to do it. Anybody who follows my channel knows that I have a lot of Starboard at my disposal, and I took some pieces of it and cut it to the shape of that cardboard. Here I'm heating it up pretty well with a torch so it gets nice and pliable, and I wrap it around the shaft of the motor. Shortly thereafter I had drilled some holes. Here I'm reaming them out for some bolts. And while I'm doing all this, I'm starting to think about YouTube in general. I started making videos a long time ago, before I ever had an opportunity to make money doing it. So perhaps you'll forgive this old man for being a little grumpy. You know, I've been thinking lately about videos, and back in the day, if you liked the video, you would like it. And if it was junk, as a way of kind of warning everybody else, you might give it a dislike. I wonder what happened to dislikes. You never hear about that anymore. Make sure you dislike this video. Of course nobody says that, but if you remember when YouTube started, people would hit the dislike button, and that would warn off others. Like sometimes I would click on something, I'm like, I wonder if this is clickbait or not, and you could see that there were way more dislikes than likes, and I wouldn't waste my time with it. That's what likes and dislikes used to be about. Nowadays people seem to do that or beg for it, you know, because they want, you know, the algorithms to favor them. They don't care about entertaining you. They don't care about making a good video. It's all about those algorithms, getting those likes and that money. Hell, I started doing this because I like doing it. I like making videos. I like sharing my fun stuff, even the stuff that doesn't work. If you guys want to participate in this video, you can comment below and tell me whether or not you think I'm nutty, whether I'm onto something. Well, regardless of how you feel about the way YouTubers talk nowadays with telling you to smash buttons and whatnot, you got to admit that sometimes when you're doing a DIY project, you got to take one step forward and two steps back. You gotta go. I decided that I was going to have to abandon the rudder project and just directly attach the motor to the rudder assembly back here. I like having to do this, but in order to remove that rudder, I had to cut those lines that I had put there. That's paracord that I installed. I might have showed that in the last video when I figured out the steering. That worked good, and this is starting to feel like it's going to work good too. Once I slipped the shaft up into that homemade mount, it was slipping a little bit, so I had to use the collet that came with it, screw that to the top, and that would hold it in place. That's like a depth adjustment, which I didn't need because as soon as I tightened this, it held on really, really good. The whole assembly was a little bit wobbly. You can see that as I steer it. Let's see. I eventually eliminated that by tightening the one bolt that held it to the boat. Then it was time for testing. Hopefully the meteorologists weren't lying to me. According to radar, I had a little bit of a window before things got gnarly. Rain's supposed to be going that way, but I don't like that look, and I normally wouldn't be out here, but yeah, the rain's supposed to be coming from that direction. You can see it's very nice over there. And you might also notice, there's my paddle. See it? And it's just sitting there. And I'm cruising along. And yeah, I was able to mount that back there real quick. Don't crucify me for the wire nuts. This is just a test. I didn't know if this was actually going to work because I mounted the motor in the back, and the whole motor kind of swings in an arc as opposed to pivoting on a shaft like they typically do when you put a kayak motor in the back right off the stern. So I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work, and I don't want to go any further until I know for sure that it will. So this is a test, and my steering is turning out to be quite nice. Now if I shut it down, straighten it, turn it back on, there's no resistance. Yes. Like anything, I guess this is going to take a little bit of finesse. It's actually doing its job. Yep. Yeah. This feels a lot better with that thing in the back doing its job. It just goes in the direction I want. It's freaking wonderful. And over here, I've got the head. Yes, I cut its head off. And it's laying here by my side. So I've got the controls right here. I don't have to reach back for it or anything like that. I built that on a pivot so that if I should come aground or hit something, it'll just raise up out of the water. That's all fine and good, but I understand that if I put this in reverse, it's just going to kick up out of the water. So I'm going to try not to have to go backwards. I should be able to manage that, especially with a paddle on this small craft. Oh, there is a breeze in my face right now. I think this is pretty neat. But anyways, yes, I wanted to come out here, give you guys an update on where I'm at with this. I've been busy all week. I was trying really hard to get a project video done for you, but I might have been able to do it, but I've encountered a hiccup, which I will, you guys eventually will find out about. For now, I'm just enjoying some time on the water before it gets crappy. Yeah, it's raining way off in the distance over there, but I brought a plastic bag for the head of the motor just in case. And if I get wet, I get wet. I got a dry bag. Life is good. If the thunder starts coming and making noise, then I'll get out of here. But man, it is so wonderful out here in this little backwoods area. So yeah, sorry for the incomplete video-ish this week. I am curious what you guys think about the motor, putting it on here, whether or not it's worth it. And I never encounter problems when it's just me out here paddling. And every time I start tinkering with the motor, it seems like it leads to something that's cool and neat and all, but a big pain in the ass. So, I don't know. You guys have any opinions out there? I'd like to know if I'm brilliant or I'm an idiot. I'm somewhere along that spectrum, that's for sure. Alright, I gotta check the radar, and I will get back to you guys as soon as I can. Take it easy, go out there, have fun, enjoy yourself, spend some time on the water, except when there's thunder.